Good morning friends, you are most welcome to Think IS channel. Today we are going to discuss Practicing Anthropology by MAAN IGNOU, and our topic is Disaster Management. Contents are introduction part, defining disasters, anthropological understanding of disasters, understanding disasters management, challenges in disaster research, locating anthropology in the disaster management framework, in which we will discuss community-based disaster preparedness CBDP, information education and communication, the IEC model, indigenous knowledge, policy and advocacy, understanding disaster for better management, opportunities for anthropologists in the field of disaster management at the last summary. Learning objectives are: after having read this unit, you should be able to define disaster, understand disaster management, appreciate anthropological contribution in disaster management, understand challenges in the disaster research, and locate opportunities for anthropologists in the field of disaster management. Introduction part. Disasters are escalating globally. Not only this, the magnitude and destruction caused by them is also on the rise. We are all aware of the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and the tsunami in Japan that caused large scale destruction. It is also a case which reminds us that when technology and environmental hazards see each other face to face, it results into devastation, as seen in Japan, where tsunami affected the Fukushima nuclear power plant and a state of nuclear emergency was declared. From time to time, we have seen India facing emergency of similar nature, not to mention the Bhopal gas tragedy, the Indian Ocean tsunami, the Gujarat earthquake, which are still alive in the collective memory of the people. India is vulnerable to different kinds of disaster which are reflected in this table below. Disaster type: percentage of total area prone to disaster. Earthquake: 58.6% of the landmass of India. Floods and reverse erosion: 12% of the land. Cyclones and tsunami: 75.8% of the total coastline of India. Of the 7,516 km long coastline, close to 5,700 km is prone to disaster. Drought: 68% of the cultivated area. 68% of the cultivated area. Sources: National Policy on Disaster Management approved by Union Cabinet on October 22, 2009. Apart from the natural disaster, India is also vulnerable to man-made disasters which call for a serious attempt on the part of the government and also on the part of the citizens to help reduce the vulnerability of the population. This can only be achieved by adopting a proactive approach of better preparedness, planning and mitigation, and also of quick relief, rehabilitation and sustainable recovery. Thus, managing disaster is an option that has gained immense importance in this background. This unit on disaster management has been such designed to give you an account of what we mean by the term disaster and how anthropologists have understood the term. After having defined what a disaster is, we will move towards understanding what exactly we mean by disaster management and how there has been a shift in thinking about the term over a period of time. This will lead us to locate anthropology in the disaster management framework, where we will look into how anthropologists can contribute and have contributed to for managing disasters. This will include the role of anthropologists in community-based disaster preparedness using the concept of information, education and communication IEC for managing disasters, role of indigenous knowledge in disaster management, anthropological contribution towards policy building and advocacy of rights, and understanding disasters for better management. Then we will move towards understanding challenges in disaster research. Finally, we will talk about the opportunities available for anthropologists in the field of disaster management.